I need something to drink. What are you supposed to do for the hiccups? Drink something upside down, right? Drink something backwards. What would you drink backwards? Tea? Wouldn't that just be eat something? Anyways, welcome to the live stream. I'm Rob. Did you see the news? What is happening? What is going on? First, some good news. Teachers, universities, and schools are fighting back against AI. The AI crime wave of plagiarism. Or is it plagiarism? I guess it would be plagiarism against robots if you ask AI a question and it answers, I know it's technically cheating because you're not answering it, but would it be artificial plagiarism? I don't know what the charge is. What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal? But I included a story down below, which is fascinating because one of the ways teachers are combating AI is, using AI. They've developed systems where they can feed assignments through an AI system to detect whether it will be easy to cheat or not. But the part that I really liked was teachers are going back to handwriting. I thought, what a simple fix. You make the assignments, you allow time during class to do the assignments, and they have to do them handwritten. I think you cut out a lot of the AI cheat bots. It's a good idea. And why shouldn't they? I guess you could handwrite out AI's answer. But I don't know, is there a way to, I don't know if you've ever worked in the corporate world, but in the corporate world, these companies have a way to shut down websites, like deny access. And I would suppose that's an easy thing for any kind of school system to do, right? You got to figure they own their internet. They probably have tech guys that could deny access to certain things, and they should just block it. Like at a company I worked at, they blocked access to the union organizers website. If you went and said access is denied, but if you went to the company's website, the propaganda about how you don't need a union. Yeah, union employees make more money. They have better benefits, better vacation, better all around quality of life, but we want a direct relationship with you. Meanwhile, you're like, you've never had anything direct with me. I've never met the bosses. Anytime I've negotiated for a raise, you've just told me, nope, it happens once a year. You don't get to negotiate your raise. But unions do all that. And it's funny that these corporations have the ability to deny access to certain websites when they want to. But we're having problems with AI. Just deny people access to the AI websites on your school grounds, right? You'd figure a school would have a tech person that should be able to shut off access. But I love the article down below that I linked. I'm Rob. Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Easton, hello. I comment on the news. I give you a vlog style of what's trending in the news world, in the satirical news world, every single weekday. So hit that subscribe button. Join the conversation like Gabe and Easton. And you do that by hitting subscribe, then hit the notification bell, and you can join me. And what do you think about bringing back handwriting? I think this is a perfect way to combat the AI cheat bots, those who would ask ChatGPT all their questions and just regurgitate the answer from the virtual world, like Tony Stark's, what's that robot's name that Tony Stark had? Jarvis. Just have Jarvis do all his homework. You don't become Tony Stark by having Jarvis do all the work, man. Jarvis is there to assist when you have a question. But I love it. I think they should bring back, if there's anybody still in school, are they teaching handwriting, cursive? I think cursive has become a lost art. I think they should have you not only do the assignments in handwriting in front of, during class time to combat the AI cheaters, but you should also make them do it in cursive. Now, that was the fun news. Did you see this other news? Some guy was hunting Latinos and shot them. And I couldn't believe it, but also I have been thinking this whole time with ICE, who are supposed to be public servants, right? ICE are basically the president's private police now, but the president is a public servant. He's supposed to serve the public, which he doesn't, this particular one. But I thought, with all these ICE guys running around in unmarked cars with no license plates, with their faces covered, isn't that interesting how the you're not going to restrict my liberties, I'm not going to wear a mask people are now all in on masks? They have no character. They have no grounds. They stand for nothing. But it's crazy that people running around with no license plates on their car, unmarked cars, no identification when they first show up. They're heavily masked up, hats, glasses. You can hardly identify these people. They've done everything and anything to make their identification impossible. That these private Gestapo ICE cops that work for the president are doing this, and the mayhem that ensues after is, how are you supposed to believe who is an official public servant? Who is an official enforcer of the laws or enforcer of executive orders? How are you supposed to discern that? You know, there's a reason why cops have cars that the way they do, that only certain cops are undercover and not the whole task force is undercover, because then it muddies the water. Where, how are you to know who's who? You could buy badges on eBay, folks. You ever heard of stolen valor? There's great YouTube channels about stolen valor. But they could buy army medals. You could buy surplus at the Army Navy store. You could buy these things. And who is to say that people won't just start doing this on their own accord because they've been emboldened by the president? I'm surprised the president hasn't just deputized the nation to allow whatever they want. I mean, that's probably coming at some point. You can see Don Taco deputizing everyone that isn't a radical wokist. What's up? Good afternoon, Kevin Hawthorne. Good to see you. But this news story that I linked down below, and I don't want to talk too much about it, but it's just that. It's the snowballing. It's becoming a bigger issue because now there's people who've been courageously emboldened by Don Taco, the guy who always chickens out, who skipped out of military service, who can't be asked a question that he deems isn't nice. You know, that chicken shit, that sheet weasel. They are now blazingly courageous people going out and hunting others. It's disgusting. It's disgusting what's happening. And the fact that these people are doing it on their own hunch. It's not like they have any documentation or lack of. The story, you know, tells of this guy who now has, I think, murder charges and hate crime charges, who's going out just because he thought. That's why due process is so important. That's why we have, you know, 200 and something years of a system we've meticulously fought over through court cases and set precedents for how things should go, is because once you just start masking up and becoming unidentifiable and roaming communities and disappearing people with no kind of process besides the president said so, we become no better than we were in 1775, when there were people saying, we got to write some kind of Declaration of Independence to stop this tyranny. And just think, if you're for this, if you're for the people that are, you know, collecting people and disappearing them, and those who get in the way, or you're for tyranny. You understand? Let's make that clear. You shouldn't wear those snake shirts that say, don't tread on me. You should say, tread all you want. That's what your shirts should say. And then also, it's just amazing that, do you guys remember just a few months back when Don Trump always chickens out, was having basically a car sale, a Tesla car sale, a fire sale, a President's Weekend sale, even though it wasn't President's Day. He was having he turned the White House into a Tesla showroom, and he was selling Teslas, and he bought one on the White House lawn. He's just cheapened the presidency to any degree. He'll do anything for money. Mobile phones, okay. Teslas, okay. Let's just make the White House a showroom, a sales floor. But remember after when Tesla was getting some heat because Elon was doing Nazi salutes, he was Sig Heiling, and the president and his regime, all these fascist authoritarians who say you can't do anything against the things we don't like, even asking not nice questions. Notice that when an interview with the president happens, notice how many times they'll say, that's not a very nice question. I'm not going to answer that. You're failing because it's not nice. This is the guy who is your macho leader, okay? He's the biggest snowflake of them all. He needs a safe space during interviews. But old Catheter Don, he said that we're going to look into anyone who vandalizes. Meanwhile, there's an assassination intent on lawmakers, and he says, I'm not even going to call the governor. We are in the Wild West again. Listen, guys, I got to run. This is a quick one today. CJ, love you. Kevin, love you. Have a great weekend. Try to stream